Okay, welcome back to Tracy's Kenpo Karate Purple Belt. This is lesson 6. In this lesson we're going to go over eagle pin, striking fang, and we're going to finish up your short to kata. So let's bow in and get started. Okay, the first technique we're going to look at in this lesson is eagle pin. Eagle pin is a two-man attack, and pretty much from here on out almost every belt will have at least one two-man attack scenario, and this is the one of them for purple belt. And in this particular instance we have a person from the front and a person from the back. The person in the back has got you in a bear hug with your arms free, and the person in the front is coming at you. At this point it's with a front punch, a right punch, and then you're going to continue up to block the punch as we back them off. So, what first thing we're going to do is, because we got someone behind us, we know where they're at, so we need to deal with the person in the front first. And since they're approaching with the punch, what we're going to do is a front thrust kick along with a inward block check. Then from there we're going to deal with the person in the back by stepping out to 3 o'clock and going into circling elbows, which is driving the elbows back, drawing to a cat stance, buckling the knee, elbow the chin, back fist, hammer fist the groin. Now at this point we're also now going to assume that the guy in the front that we temporarily delayed is going to come back at us, and we're going to use a defensive side kick to back him off further. So you may need to continue on with that particular scenario. So while you're practicing this, think of things you might be able to do to each person, assuming that the technique you just did not work completely to end the fight. So again, we've got eagle pin, we've got someone behind, bear hug, arms are free, someone in the front coming at you with the right punch. So we're going to deal with him first, and then we'll deal with the person in the back. So we're going to throw a front thrust kick with an inward block and check. Then we're going to step out, and as we drop our body weight, we're going to drive the elbows back, go into circling elbows, and then follow that up with a defensive side kick to the person in the front once again. So when we look at it from this angle, okay, we got the person in the back, the person coming at us from the front. So we want to deal with this one first because we know where someone's at behind us. Okay, they got both hands on us, so we're not really worried about what they are going to do. What we do need to make sure is that they don't try to take you to the ground or get you in a position that's going to be much harder to defend. So as soon as they grab and as soon as you see this guy coming, you need to react to what you're doing or what you're seeing and feeling. So they come at us, inward block, back them off a bit, drive the elbows, get this guy off of you, and then as he comes back in on you, defensive side kick to continue off getting that guy off. Now from there it's a good thing you can do a crossing back kick. You can do any number of techniques to continue on defending yourself if you're needed. Okay, again, coming from behind. As soon as they grab and as soon as this guy gets in with range, kick him and back him off. Drive this guy back, take him off your feet, and then continue to deal with your second opponent. Okay, from here, they're coming at you. So as soon as they're coming, check, block, then we're going to drive out. Now this is important. Once you throw that front snap kick, you're going to need to reach, or that front thrust kick, you're going to need to rechamber it so you can set down to 3 o'clock into a proper position. And then as you do so, you're going to use your drop of your body weight to drive those elbows back to loosen up the grip of the guy putting you in the bear hug. And then you're going to go into your circling elbows, making sure you check the leg, and then do your elbow, back fist, hammer fist to the groin, ending up facing the 9 o'clock position. Okay, again, inward block front thrust, step back and drive, draw to a cat stance, right hand in chamber, left hand on top, circle it around, put the foot back where it was, elbow the guy and the chin, follow through. This can be a back fist to the face or chest as you go into a hammer fist to the groin, into a hard bow facing the 9 o'clock position. Okay, again from this angle. Inward block front thrust, rechamber, set, drive those arms back. Okay, draw to a cat stance, in and around, elbow, hammer fist to the groin. From here, up, defensive side kick as the second opponent comes back in on you. Okay, one more time. Inward. You go into circling elbows, and then a defensive side kick. Okay, as I said before, circling elbows is going to be the theme throughout this belt. You're going to see it over and over again, and you're showing how to use it in many different ways. Okay, one more time, just to make sure you understand. It's a pretty simple technique. We're just combining stuff you already know into one technique. Now remember, you got two guys. This guy's going to grab and he's trying to hold you so this guy can throw the punch. So we're good with that because we know where his hands are. They're wrapped around you. So the main problem is this guy who's going to throw the punch. So we're going to use our legs to back him off. We're not really going to worry so much about the punch because if you get the kick in, he won't ever get to your punch. But just in case, we're going to throw an inward block to block the right punch. Then we're going to drive our hands back, come to a cat, in and around, elbow, back fist, hammer fist to the groin, end up facing 9 o'clock. And that's your eagle pin technique. Now the second technique we're going to look at is striking fang A and B. Now striking fang is a right punch from the right side. So you're facing 12 o'clock and you got a guy coming from the 3 o'clock position throwing a right punch. There is an A and a B version to this. The only difference is what leg is forward when they throw the right punch. On the A version, we're going to assume the left leg is forward, and on the B version, we're going to assume the right leg is forward, and that's going to change the type of strike we do and how we do it. But they both start off the exact same way. So the initial move is, as the punch comes in, we're going to step out to about 230, and we're going to use a brush block. Okay? Now, a brush block means you're just going to try to detour that hand just slightly. You're just brushing it away. Kind of looks like you're brushing your hair. And at the same time, we're going to use a fist number 1, which is your eagle knuckle right there, or like an eagle beak strike, but with our thumb. And as we do so, we're going to strike up into the nerve bundle under the arm. Then from there, we're going to shuffle forward, smash his ribs. Now, if the A version, which is the left leg forward, we're just going to hammer fist straight down because the leg's here, so it's opened up. We can just hammer fist right to the groin. So, striking fang A, 1, sandwich the ribs, hammer fist the groin. Okay? Again, as the punch comes in, we're going to slightly get out of the way of contact, so it's just going to be a barely graze if you do get hit. This one's where the brush block will come in. It'll continue to deter that punch past you as you throw your strike underneath the arm. Then you're going to take your forearm and just shove it back just a bit, getting into those rib cages and hammer fisting the groin. And then the B version is you started to do this and you realize the right leg is forward. So if the right leg's forward, you can't do a hammer fist because the leg's in the way. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, we're going to come over the top of the leg and do a ridge hand towards the groin. And that's striking fang B. So we got striking fang A for a left leg forward from the right side with a right punch. Strike under the arms as you do your brush block. Cradle and crush the ribs. Hammer fist the groin. The B version, same thing. Up, smash, but the leg is forward, so we're going to ridge hand the groin instead. Okay, we'll do it from this angle. Okay, this is now 12 o'clock. This is now 3 o'clock to our right. You got a right punch coming. You see it out of the corner of your eye. You just sidestep it, do your brush block, which is not really a parry because you're not going to go all the way across the body. All you're doing is just brushing it. And then you're going to strike underneath the arm into the nerve bundle there. Then you're going to shuffle forward with a forearm smash to the ribs. And with the left leg forward, you're going to hammer fist the groin. On the B variation, starts off the exact same way. 1, 2, forearm smash. The hand's going to come over the leg, and you're going to do a rich hand to the groin to catch the groin that way and do the strike. Okay, again on A, 1, 2, hammer fist because the left leg is forward. B, 1, 2, same as before, but now we got the right leg forward, so we're going to come over and rich hand the groin over the top of the leg. Okay, we do it from the backs to give you a different perspective. So it's 1, 2, hammer fist the groin for A. Then for the B, 1, 2, over the top, rich hand the groin, and that is striking fang A and B variation. So your next, these two techniques are Eagle's Pin, which is a two-man attack. One from behind, you're in a bear hug, arms free. The guy in the front is throwing a right punch coming towards you. So we're going to back him off temporarily as we throw a front thrust kick. Then we're going to deal with the guy behind us by using circling elbows. Then as this guy continues to come back at us, we're going to throw a defensive side kick and back them off some more. And there again, you're most likely going to have to continue to deal with them just a bit. So you don't always have to, but in this case you might want to consider, once you throw the kick, cross out, get your two people between you so you're no longer in front of them. So you're no longer between them, you're away from them, and maybe you can deal with them better that way. Or think about how you would finish up with this guy and then go back to that guy. It's not part of the technique, just something for you to think through for an actual street situation. Because remember, these are just examples of things to do. We really expect the student to kind of continue on and apply it more to a street application and something that they're comfortable with. So again, on Eagle Pin, 1, drive, circling elbows, which you should be familiar with, defensive side kick to the guy in front. And then we have striking fang, right punch on A, left leg forward, brush block, fist strike up into the arm bundle, cradle and crush, hammer fist the groin. Then we got the B variation, brush block, strike up into the bundle, cradle and crush, over the top, rich hand to the groin. Okay, and those are your next two techniques. Now we're going to finish you up on short 2. Now from our last position, we were here facing 730. We've just done a downward block, step through, heel palm cover. Now we're going to go to the next two angles. We got an attack coming from 230, and then we got one coming from 1030. So they're throwing a right punch from the 230 position from here. So we're going to draw to a right cat stance as we do an inward block. Then we're going to do an upwards block as we step out, half fist to the throat. Then we got a right punch coming from the 1030, a left punch coming from the 1030 position. So we're going to draw to a left cat, right inward block, step out, left upward block, right half fist to the throat. So let's do that again. So we've just finished up, heel palm cover. The punch is coming, we see it coming, we're going to block, then we're going to move the arm out of the way and do a half fist to the throat. We see this punch is coming, left cat draws to cat as we block it, then we're going to use our upwards to move it out of the way and do a half fist to the throat. Then from there you're going to step forward with your right leg, bow, and you're done with short 2. Okay, so let's review the whole short 2 kata now. So, starting from your salutation, we have Chinese sword to 12, power side, then weak side, leaving the hand there. Then we're going to draw to cat stance as we go into a defense against a grab or choke with a Chinese L, vertical outward, reverse punch. Draw to cat with our right, left hand in chamber, right hand on top, right vertical outward, left punch. Then from here we're going to have a punch coming from the 6 o'clock position. So we're going to draw to a cat stance with our left leg, right hand in chamber, left hand on top, step out, lowering the gate. Now we got a punch coming from the 12 o'clock position, draw to right cat stance, upwards block, lowering the gate again. Now we have a front snap kick coming from the 430 position. So we're going to draw the cat, right hand in chamber, left on top, downward block with our left, step forward, heel palm cover. We got a cat kick coming from the 430 position. Draw the cat with the right, left hand in chamber, right hand on top, right downward block, step forward, left heel palm, right cover. Now we've got a punch coming from the 230 position, so we're going to do it inward blocks real quick as we draw to a right cat stance. That'll block the punch. The right upwards will take the punch out and away from the body. Half fist the throat. Same thing weak side, but now the attack is coming from 1030, so we're going to do an inward block. Upward block, half fist the throat, step forward, salutation, and close. Okay, so now you know all the short two, eagle pin, and striking feint. So let's go through everything one more time before we leave this lesson and give you time to practice till the next one. Eagle pin, two-man attack. One behind, one in front. The person behind has got you in a bear hug, arms free. The one in front is throwing a right punch to you from the front. Sorry about that. So we want to temporarily back him off so we can deal with the guy behind us. We're going to do that by doing a front thrust kick, inward block. Then we're going to go into circling elbows to deal with the guy behind us, making sure we buckle that knee. And then as the guy in the front comes back at us, defensive side kick, set down, and be prepared to have to continue on with that particular defense. Then we have striking feint. You're facing the 12 o'clock position. You've got a right punch coming from the right side. So they're trying to sucker punch you basically. You're going to crush block as we do a fist strike up into the nerve bundle, fist number 2. Forward arm smash to the rib cage. Left leg is forward. Right hammer fist to the groin. The B variation, same thing, set up the same way. Crash the ribs. Rich hand to the groin because the right leg is forward. Okay, last review of short 2. Okay, we do our salutation. We bow, 12 o'clock, Chinese sword. Okay, Chinese L to 9, going into our cat stance. Chinese L to 9, to 3, going into our cat stance. Then we're going to go into our cat stance again. As we have an attack from 6, we're going to do lowering the gate. An attack from 12, so we're going to do lowering the gate weak side. Now we got a front snap kick coming from the 430 position, so we draw back to our cat stance, downward block, heel palm cover. Front snap kick now coming from the 730 position, draw a cat, downward block, heel palm cover. Right punch, inwards as we draw the cat, upwards, half fist the throat. Now we got one from 1030, inward, upwards, half fist the throat, and close for our ending of the kata. Now short 2 is basically teaching you how to use your cat stance and different ways to chamber your hands to set up strikes so that you can get plenty of room to strike your opponent. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Practice this kata, and in a few more lessons we'll start you on long 1. In the meantime, as always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me and I'll do my best to answer them. And until our next lesson, keep practicing.